back to another episode of Rebuilding Portsmouth. Now, in the last episode, we managed to come third in the Premier League, and that was pretty much the best result we could have possibly asked for. Seriously, I cannot believe how well we did, and it was pointed out to me on a couple of videos, because I recorded a few ahead of time just for the weekend, so that I could just have a little bit of time to do some other stuff, still video related, but other stuff. And people point out that if Chelsea had won the Champions League, firstly, Stoke wouldn't be in the Champions League, and secondly, we'd be in the playoffs because Chelsea would automatically qualify for the groups. Well, I can tell you now, Chelsea lost 3-1 to Atletico Madrid in the final, so get in. We are straight into the group stages, which is a big sigh of relief for me, really, because that is our objective for the season. So Champions League objective, tick, done. So basically, it also means that Stoke did qualify for the Champions League, and conveniently enough, we are playing them at the Britannia on the first day of the season, and they've been busy. They're doing it again. Though some of you may have seen on Twitter, I posted a picture of Stoke because they've signed Cristiano bloody Ronaldo. He is going to be on £165,000 a week at Stoke. I genuinely don't know, but the Bet365 money that Stoke are rolling in is clearly coming in nicely, so clearly people are still betting in play now. And that is clearly funding their transfer, because seriously, I don't know if they still count as rich, but they are, yeah, I would have thought so. Let's just have a look at I just want to see what Stoke have brought in. No, that's pending transfers. I want all. How do I? Can you even? Oh, we can. So Stoke this summer have brought in. Well, they've actually sold a few people. So Alban Collins gone to City, Jordan Obita to Hull, and John Joe Kenny has gone to Chelsea. But they've also spent £40 million on Salah Abdel Atti from Ajax. Alfredo cost £17 million from Nuremberg. Cristiano Ronaldo for £3.2 million from Real Madrid, but more importantly, on 160 grand a week. And Philippe Coutinho, they've got some power. We couldn't sign any players like that, but we have signed players, and that much I want to make very, very clear. So Stoke are in the Champions League. Also, sorry, the reason I keep pausing is because I know some people get irritated when they hear that clicking sound of my... It's because you try talking for 20 minutes and realise how dry your throat gets. Even if you drink water, it just happens. So I'm trying to do as much as I can to stop that from happening. I know it's sometimes quite annoying, but the fact is I can't do anything about it. It's a physiological thing. Unless I don't speak, then we won't, I have to try and cut it out, but it's not something I can physically do. I'm just struggling. My mouth just gets really dry when I talk for 20 minutes straight. Right. Okay, so a few things we want to go over before I talk about our transfers and get into the first game. I'm going to do the Champions League draw as part of an episode, so it'll probably be at the start of the next episode, because I think it's drawn sometime in the next couple of weeks, so I'll tack it on to the start of the next episode. You'll see the draw for the group stages. Obviously, we're going to get an absolutely terrible old time, but that's just how it is. We're going to have a pretty much zero coefficient, so it's not going to be perfect, but we'll make the most of what we get. Now, let's see. We are going to go in... Right, okay, first things we need to talk about. In a couple of episodes ago, I said that Milton Peralta was up for Young Player of the Year, because he actually won Young Player of the Month 4 different occasions last year. Well, he didn't win it. I don't know why he didn't win it, but he didn't win it. It was really irritating, because I'm pretty sure the guy that got it didn't win a single Young Player of the Month award. But Milton Peralta won 4 and yet wasn't voted Young Player of the Year. What a piss take. And things only got worse from then on for us, which was ridiculous. We didn't get a single player in the Team of the Year. Just think about that for a second. We come third as Portsmouth, and not a single player of ours was in Team of the Season. Team of the Year. What is going on? Not even on the bench. I don't think there is a bench in the English one. There is in some other countries, but we may have a bench, but we weren't recognised on there either. And the most irritating thing of the entire thing is that I didn't win Manager of the Season, which, fine, because that always goes to the winner of the league, it seems, in this league. But that wasn't happening either. Chris Hughton, the Stoke City manager, won Manager of the Season. How the fuck does that work? They came below us in the league and are Stoke City. So, bigger budget, we're expected to do better. I don't understand why he got Manager of the Year. It made no fucking sense to me at all. They didn't win any cups, so there wasn't anything to do with that. Really pisses me off, that stupid system. Like, fine, because I thought it worked in a situation where it goes to the whoever wins the league, because that's just how the game works. But this time it decided that, oh, Chris Hughton will have it, even though I came above him in the league with Portsmouth. But, you know, what can you do? The other thing is, of course, I put that, not straw poll, because I couldn't, for some reason the straw poll website wasn't working, so I used Pollmaker instead to put out a poll about whether to do FIFA on this channel or the other channel. It kind of went back and forth, actually. It was really strange. At 1 minute, it was sort of like all the way over one side, and then it came all the way back, but eventually it sort of settled on other channel, not by much, but that's what I'm going to do, and I was probably going to do that anyway after talking to people. I feel like that's probably a better idea. The only con to doing it is it does have me, cause me having to start another channel, so it means I don't have an initial subscriber base, but, you know, it seems like a lot of you would like to see that kind of thing, and I'd rather keep it on a separate channel so it has its chance to grow as a FIFA channel by itself without taking anything away from this one. And I kind of think that's important, because this is key for me. I don't want this channel to get dwarfed by anything else. So if this is going to just be FM videos or the occasional vlog and things like that, it's my main channel, so that's what's going to be on it. I'm thinking about maybe launching like a weekly football show thing or something in the future, but that's something I'm going to have to take time to work on, because people did seem to enjoy the vlog, and if I could get a better quality camera setup, then I might be able to do like a weekly football roundup thing on Sunday evenings or something. I don't know. It's a little bit tough at the moment, because obviously we've got the FM League, which you will be seeing. Well, actually, you'll have already seen the first games, because you'll be seeing this on Tuesday. So hopefully you'll have already enjoyed the matches that have gone up earlier today. Mine goes up on Thursday, so look forward to that. It's a cracker. That's all I can say. It's really, really fun. So right. Right, that's all the stuff I wanted to talk about, got out the way there. Now we can get into transfers, and we had 27 million. I managed to boost it up to 30 by getting a season objective of getting in the Euro League, so that is quite high, because I know we got the Champions League last year, but with those extra games we could really struggle. From what a lot of people are saying is we could be under some serious pressure this year, and I don't want to get the sack, so it's going to be tough for us, basically. That is a given. So let's go into transfers. We're going to talk. We had an offer from Juventus, a new one actually. We had an offer, I can't remember who it was from, but hang on, yeah. Juventus put an initial offer, and I actually got them up to 29 million. They were willing to pay for Lopez Sousa, but frankly, for me, he's one of our best players, and I'm not going to sell him. I am, however, trying to get rid of Sam Mantum at the moment, get his wages out, and he's out of contract next year anyway, and I want to get rid of him and Dominic Hyam this transfer window, if I can do, because they're just simply not going to play for us. But let's take a look at what we actually have done. So we've actually only made 4 signings. I did try to make a 5th one, but I'll explain what happened with that in a second. But I feel that this actually could be important. Now, I looked all over the world when I was trying to make these transfers. We also have... I tried to get rid of Buenocor as well, but for some reason the transfer fell through, even though I accepted it, which was really, really strange. So that happened. Lots of players, of course, have gone out on loan. I've actually sent Ola Aftelet out to Groningen just to get him some first-team experience, basically. And a lot of players, of course, have gone out to OHL, our affiliate, and a couple more. So Carmine Spina's gone out to a team in Russia, who I'm just going to call Saransk. Apologies for that. I don't really recognise the name, which is strange. And obviously, Zachary Kumala's gone out to Tomtomsk, who I believe are also Russian, or are they? Yeah, they are. It's a cool logo as well. Anyway, moving along. So, the players we signed. Ollie Hutchins is not one of my signings. It's, again, I have my head of youth development set to sort of bring in players if he feels like it. And he got... it was like 8,000 quid, so with that kind of level of potential ability, I figured why the hell not go for it. So he's come in, but he's not really that important. The signings I am pleased. I had an agreement with a player from Vélez Sarsfield in Argentina. He was a fullback, and he was pretty decent. And we could have got him for £11 million, but his contract expired in November. So I decided to put in and approach him to sign then. So I figured, well, we can survive without, another fullback until then, because I needed someone that can replace Charlie Taylor, because he probably isn't going to be up to scratch very soon. So I signed him, and it was all agreed, and he was going to join us in November. He was only going to be on like 10 grand a week as well, and with like a 400 grand signing fee. And no transfer fee. So I was thinking, yeah, that's a great bit of business. And then, irritatingly, they had an automatic extension clause in his contract, and they managed to extend it, which was a pain. So we didn't get him, and it left me in the lurch because I'd already used the transfer budget elsewhere. You might be wondering why on earth that says 18 million when I'll transfer. Well, we've had to move some money around. Plus, big old, signing on fees. One of these guys had, I think it was like £3 million we had to pay, but we've gone looking around. I did try to keep it, I genuinely tried to keep it European. And in the end, I just really struggled. I put in, you'll see what I mean in a sec when I talk about some of the players. So First player, people wanted me to sign a goalkeeper, and I really did agree with this. Basically, I wanted to get a goalkeeper that was decent now, but could improve considerably. So he's good enough for the first team and to be our number one goalkeeper now, but has a lot of room for improvement. And I feel that's an area that I'd neglected, because we're going to need a decent keeper in the coming years. So this is the lad I ended up going for. This is Lucas Vega, which frankly is a fantastic name, and I might just call him Las Vegas, or something like that. I don't know. He has to earn the nickname. So we paid 7.75 million, I think, for him. But for me, he's not a bad keeper. He's fairly decent. 3-star potential, 3-star current ability at the moment, but he's got bags of potential, it would seem, and that's the main reason I was interested in him. It was between him and quite a few other goalkeepers, as it happens, but he was the one I eventually went for. I was looking at 2, both of whom were English, but the money that they wanted, it's not even worth talking about. So I think for me, he's decent. His first touch is a little bit poor, but everything else for me is decent. Eccentricity is low, which is good, because we don't want him doing keepy ups in the middle of his penalty area, you know, that kind of thing. We don't need a mad goalkeeper. That's the last thing we need right now. So there we go. That is Lucas Vega. His transfer fee can eventually rise to just over 10 million, I think, with sort of add-on and stuff. But I'm really pleased with him. I'm hoping that he can become awesome for us in the future. He's still only 21, so plenty of room to improve, but he is good enough to be the number one this year with Martinez in behind. So that is that. Now, the thing is, I looked at 2 other goalkeepers. I looked at a guy called Hamilton, who is Liverpool's goalkeeper, and of course Liverpool were relegated, so he wants to leave the club, which is understandable. His value is like 1.7 million, so I put in a £4 million bid of thinking, you know, they're relegated, they aren't going to be able to hold on to him because he wants out. Yeah, so what did they want for him? Oh, that's right, 70 million quid. What is that shit? Like, what? He's not even that good. He was just better than our goalkeeper. 70 million quid. So then I actually put in a bid of like 10 million just to see if that was just a ridiculous bid. Nope. They lowered it to 68 million. And I was like, what? So yeah, I can't be bothered with that. Like, that's why I can't sign English players half the time, because they want ridiculous money for them when they're not even that good. And he's in the Championship. It's stupid. His contract's up in a year, so I don't know how on earth they could demand that amount of money for it. It's stupid because he's... I don't know. But it happened. And then I went after the Everton goalkeeper and they wanted 75 million, I think? He's a slightly better keeper than the other guy and he is 2 years older. But even so, it's ridiculous. And bear in mind, these guys were... Well, I think they were 3.5-star current ability. So I was sort of looking down the current ability list because I wanted someone decent. And they had about the same potential ability. I don't know. I think one of them was like 4.5 stars. But even so... And some of their stats were a little bit better, but the fact is, why is it that this guy is maybe like, I don't know, 3 to 5% worse than them, and yet I got him for a fraction of the price, even though he had quite a decent contract at God, who did we get him from? I forget. Argentinos Junior. It was strange. I don't understand why, and that's why I had to go for him in the end. We got a work permit, so all is well there. So we have a new goalkeeper. That's why I can't sign British players half the time. I got lucky with people like Millington and Robert Gray because we managed to actually get them on decent money, but for some reason, especially for a relegated club, to be asking for £68 million for a goalkeeper, an 18-year-old goalkeeper, it's stupid, and that's something that in the game needs to be fixed for me because that is never going to happen in real life. You know, it's just not. Like if oh, I don't know. I'm trying to think of an example of this, you know? It is kind of difficult. But it's like if Stoke City went down, and then I think Jack Butland's at Stoke. Is that their second choice keeper, or is that on loan or whatever? It's like if Stoke went down, and then someone said, oh, we'll have Jack Butland. They went, all right, that'll be £100 million, please. What? I understand it's trying to put them off, but still, it's stupid. Anyway, rant over. So the next guy I want to talk about is a guy I got on a free trial. I was so happy with this one. People wanted a creative midfielder who could just do those jobs, and I think I found him. And the fact that he was on a free transfer is the bit that blows my mind. Yeah, okay, he's on 55 grand a week, but free transfer, lads. He's already worth 21.5 million quid. His wages will go up if he gets international appearances, but because he's Spanish and Spain have just won the World Cup, I'm hoping that he won't ever get called up for the Spanish national team. He has decent stats. So long shots is great, 18, which is not really what I'm looking for here, but passing 17, technique 18, nice. Concentration high, decisions is 15, not too bad. My key thing, vision 16. So for me, he has all the attributes to be a decent creative midfield player. Great mentals. His aggression and bravery are a little bit low, but he's, as you can see, advanced playmaker and a playmaker. That is the kind of player he is. So he, Peralta, Griffiths, those kind of players, I think he's going to be absolutely huge for us this season. And look at that. He's already worth 20 million quid. So for me, I'm very, very happy with Borja Gomez. As you can see, if you just want to see his career history, he came through at Real Madrid, basically. Didn't really ever play for... I don't know if he has ever... Oh, no, he played one game for Real Madrid, I think, in his... Oh, no, 2 games for Real Madrid in his entire career. Spent last season on loan at... Oh, no, he played some games last year for him, but didn't really get in the team much. But if you notice when he has gone out on loan, like when he's actually played games for Real Madrid C or for... apart from Valenciennes... That's the only team. But look at that. His ratings, sort of 7.5s over a course of a decent number of games. And look at that for Real Madrid C. 7.67. This guy looks like a ratings grabber, and I'm very, very happy with that. This episode could end up being quite long, so I apologise. I just want to run through all this stuff before we go into the Stoke game today. Right, so that's Borja Gomez, and I am stoked, if you pardon the pun, to have him on board. And the last player, we actually broke our record transfer to bring him in. Now, I needed a left mid. Like, as good as we've got people like Amrani, they're all gonna be good. This guy is good. This is Santos. He's a 4-star current ability and a little bit more in the potential. He's 22 years old and he has a fucking afro. What more do you want? Like, genuinely, I don't know what more I could give you than that. Also worth £20 million, and we've paid 10 for him. He is on 43k a week, which is actually not too bad. He wanted 80, and I got him down to 43k just by lowering the contract every time. Nothing else changed for some reason. He does have a minimum release clause of 37 million, but most of them won't negotiate on that kind of thing. So I'm actually really, really pleased to bring him in. He can play also. This is the thing I love about him. He's a natural in all of these positions. So left mid, centre attacking mid, centre mid, and left attacking mid. His crossing is a little low, so that might be one thing we'll be working on in training, but look at him. He's phenomenal. Passing 16, off the ball 17. Leadership's low, but not really important for a left winger, really. He's not going to be captain at any time, so that's not too bad. Anticipation is decent. Flair, loads of that. Bags and bags and bags of flair. Not the best naturally fitness, but he's pacey. Marking a little low is not too great there. Long shots, 18. Interesting for a winger. Can maybe cut inside. An inside forward role wouldn't be too bad for him. Shame I don't have him on Red Star. He's decent at free kicks as well. So he will be taking corners and free kicks this year because he's better than Wallace and Musonda. So expect to see a lot of Mr. Santos here. He is just so versatile. So I was really happy to bring him in. And to break our transfer record, to bring him in from Corinthians, I just had to, basically. He's had a few seasons. He's gone on loan to Universidad de Chile, obviously in Chile, and he's also been to Vitesse. His ratings haven't been superb, but last year, playing for Corinthians in Serie A in Brazil, he seems to have finally sort of found his feet with a decent 7.31 rank. So I'm hoping he can carry that into his form. So there we go. I mean, we played some friendlies, but there's no point in me showing you the highlights of these because they're worthless games, basically. I was just experimenting by switching the tactic in between each one just to see who my assistant would play, basically. I like to sort of... My pre-season tactic is basically a case of doing... I use my neutral tactic because it has players from all the positions that I use in both tactics. That way they all get trained. We also have a load of new fitness coaches, loads of new goalkeeping coaches. So now our fitness coaching sort of workload, if you like, is 4.5 stars, which is great. So we're getting there. We are slowly but surely building it up to something awesome. And we've also got Adam Johnson as a scout. Like I don't really sign stuff, but I do sometimes go and pick little ones if I really, really want someone more specific. Like my head of youth department, Robert Samaden. I went and got him, but my chairman has actually done a very good job with some of the staff he's brought. We have a new physio who is Matt Konoplinski. He's from Liverpool, but he's got a 20, I think, physio. It's either 20 or 19 is his physiotherapy. So hopefully that will help with injuries as well. We're looking better for this season. That's all I can really say about it. So with that in mind, we don't need to look at the squad because there's no games played. Let's get straight into today's game, basically. Or was there anything else I was going to do? Let me think about this. No, I think we're good. Let's get into it. We've still got obviously some fitness problems with some players because of the World Cup and whatnot, but we didn't have that many players. Jefferson Rios is going to be out for a little while with an injury, so I've not actually bothered to register him. Stoke are going with Cristiano Ronaldo up front. Oh, that is dangerous as hell to look at that. It's the worst game to really start with is at home to Stoke, just because they have spent so much money. You'll notice that Norwich beat Chelsea on the opening day, so that's good, for us anyway. We've basically got to try and get top 6 this year in the league, 7th if we're lucky. But it's the Champions League where the real problems, so to speak, could lie. It does depend on what kind of group we get. So let's just do a quick bit and see who... would I agree with that? I would, purely because Borja Gomez is not quite fit yet. So that for me is about as strong as our team could be at the moment. So Millington, Santos on the left, Griffiths, and it's great to have like, we've got the holy trinity there of Griffiths, Ivancic and Peralta, but now Wallace and Santos, and that front six is actually quite a dynamic setup. Charlie Taylor, as you can see, is just starting to drop off with rating here, so that might be something we'll look to strengthen if we do get some more money at some point. We will go and try to get a left back. I thought I'd already lined one up, but turns out I hadn't. Gray and Lopez Souza, those are the sort of the central defensive partnership I want to go with in future, though we do of course have David Francois as well. The bench for me looks much stronger though. Augustin Martinez, our great goalkeeper from last year, Francois, Borja Gomez, Ali Burrell, Dylan Verstraeten, Yasser Amrani and Worley. And even further down the line than that, we've still got Jack Watmore, Assenhoose, Musonda, who again isn't fit yet, McAvoy, who's just come back from an injury, big surprise there. We look a lot better, and I think we might be able to rotate this squad a little bit more this season, especially in some slightly easier games. So I'm just hoping to God that that's what works for us. But we're not actually going to play that system today because we are away from home. So we're going to go with this one instead, with Ivancic just dropping back slightly, which is totally fine by me. We can adjust as and when. God, look at Ivancic. He's very nearly filled that. I think he's probably the best player we've got, though Santos looks bloody brilliant as well. So I'm really excited to see how this season's going to pan out for us, to be honest. Just make sure I've got it on the right settings. Nope. Why does that always do that? Key, 2D Classic. Let's go. Stoke playing a sort of 4-5-1 with Ronaldo up top, which is interesting. Bear in mind, he is 37 now, so some of his physicals are a little bit declined, but his mental stats are pretty much all 20. Like, he's got about 7 or 8 stats in his mentals that are 20. It's just unbelievable. He's mental. So here we go. Let's get into this one and hope to God that we can come up with something amazing. An away win at Stoke on the opening day would pretty much be the perfect way to start the season when you consider how close they were as our rivals last season. We can only hope that we can try to replicate that form. Just going to hope, but Stoke have got their new boys, Alfredo and the like, starting, and Lopez Souza with the clearance. Uh-oh, that's going to come out to Hughes. Don't let Will Hughes strike it from there. Oh dear, Coutinho. Right, so basically, you buy a new goalkeeper, and they're just... Goalkeepers on this game are just shit. They genuinely are. You could have Manuel Neuer in goal, and they'd still do that kind of crap, and it's so fucking frustrating. Like, what the hell? He's a decent keeper. You see what I mean, though, guys? This is why I was reluctant to go and spend loads of money on a goalkeeper until you've got between the sticks. They still do shit like this. And, like, what are you doing? He's diving away from the... Oh, well. Just ridiculousness. I didn't want to start with a defeat, really. Oh, come on, not another. Coutinho. Surely he's offside. Yeah. But Vega's not exactly filled himself with... I've not exactly been full of praise for him so far. But, wait, he's miles offside. Stoke have a very, very good side, though, remember. Like, this is not the Stoke of nowadays. They are a very, very solid team. But we are going to have to come up with something, because so far, nothing has happened for us at all. Right, there we go. Charlie Taylor wins the ball. Thank God. Now, just drop it in for Peralta, who can pick a pass, surely. Brings it out. Kieran Griffiths. Santos should be running. There we go. Jed Wallace on the ball. He might get less assists this year now that he's not taking corners, but Santos should be able to get better corners. So that's what I'm looking at here. Wallace has done really, really well there. Kieran Griffiths. Back to Jed Wallace, surely. Wallace across the box, and... it's in! I think that's a goal. Norman Millington, Stoke City 1, Pompey 1. I don't know where that's come from, but it is 1-1 here. Sir Norman Millington starting off the season 35 minutes in. I don't know how that even happened. It's great to see Kieran Griffiths back. I want to get a full season out of him. What did actually happen there? Cleared at him, and then... Oh, right, yeah. He's offside, but it doesn't make any difference because it's a Stoke player that kicked the ball at him. I'll take that. We've not really deserved it for that first half performance, but yeah, we do need to mark Cristiano Ronaldo. Although, that being said, I've not really seen much from him in the first half. So, a decent start. Well, okay, not decent. We've been okay. I might have to change things up a little bit in the second half, basically. But we do have a strong bench to be able to do that. And thank God we can actually bring on Ali Burrell if we need to. I really want to see something a little bit better in this second period. But Stoke will obviously change things to try and go at us a little bit. So my hope is that we can use that to our advantage. And actually, but they still looked fairly good here. I might... Oh, balls! We're not looking great. We've actually had the one clear-cut chance of this game, though. That should be pointed out. Who can we bring in? I'll tell you what. Let's give him his debut. Let's bring him on for Peralta. Although I'm tempted to make that into like a playmaker type role. Like change the role from a centre midfielder to more of a, not deep line or advanced playmaker, that kind of role. Ronaldo. What a tackle there from Lopez Sousa. That's brilliant play from him. You can see why he's one of our best players and why Juventus wanted him for, I think 28 million was what I got them to, but they probably would have paid more. I just didn't want to risk losing him. Santos there. Santos, can he whip it back across? He can. Griffiths! Oh, chance there. Second good chance of the game for Pompey, and actually, we're doing okay here. Peralta. Santos cuts inside. Will he strike it? Around the corner for Wallow! Yes, sirree! It is Stoke City 1, Pompey 2. Amazingly. I'm not really sure how, but we'll take it. Millington's got both of them. Santos does a lovely touch there. Just knocks it around the corner for Millington, who gets on it, and that's a decent strike from Norm. 2-0 to us. 2-1 to us, and amazingly, we lead. I don't know how, but we have. I might switch to our more defensive system in a sec, because Stoke are clearly going to try and come at us now, and I want to try and switch to counter. I'll do it around about 75 minutes. That's probably when I'm best to make the change. I'm just trying to think who we've got on the bench that can really play there. That's the problem at the moment, because I have sent Borges out on loan to Swansea just because he was complaining about not getting first team. Fuck. Please don't lose the ball here. Oh, that's a good pass, actually. Taylor's the one in here, though. Gets past his man. Ball in. Millington! Oh, he's hit the crossbar. That should have been a hat-trick for Norman Millington on the opening day here. Right, I'm going to make the changes. Oh, actually, we've started to come back into it a little bit here. I might just hold off, although I will make a substitution. Who should we bring in here? Santos has had a good game so far. I'm pleased with him. I'm going to bring on Worley. I think Lucarelli's also injured again, guys, which is a pain. We're going to bring on Worley for Wallace, who's not been the best so far. I'd take a draw away at Stoke at the moment, so we're actually in front, and I'm not about to try and go pushing for it, but I also don't want to shut up shop and end up losing, or end up getting absolutely battered for these last few. God damn it. I am going to make the last change here. Oh, shit. I'm going to bring on Ali Burrell just to give us a little bit of an out. Oh, Santos is looking a bit knackered, though. That was not what I meant to do at all. No, okay, not Ali Burrell. Millington still looks fresh as hell, so we're going to bring on Santos. I don't know why I said fresh as hell. Hell, not fresh. Right. Oh, actually, we've got the ball. Oh, that's such a poor pass. Vega has not done well. Oh, God. Loads of them around, because don't foul him. What a tackle by Lopez Sousa again. Ball in the box, though, cleared away by Gray. But I just feel like we're about to concede a silly goal. Robertson across Gray again. Hughes. Oh, come on! Oh, for the love of Jesus. Like, what is with goalkeepers on this fucking game? Like, he's palmed that straight at Coutinho. Oh my God. Sick of keepers. Sick of motherfucking keepers. Well, a draw. Oh no, not another goal. Oh, don't you dare let him score it. Oh, he's got him behind him. Go on, big tackle, big tackle. Don't you dare let another long shot go in. Oh, come on now. Good save, good save. Don't. Oh. We got away with that in the end there a little bit. Oh, wow. I thought Millington was going to get through there. Yeah, Stoke have really pushed it on in this last few seconds, but at least we look like we're about to get away with a draw here, which away at Stoke is not a bad result when you consider how good of a side they actually are. You know, they're one of our competitors for the top six, so the win would have been good. But it's great to see Norman Millington get off the mark with 2 goals straight away. That's the key for me. Marcelo, just play it back. Vega needs to get a bit of confidence, and unfortunately he's not. Oh, hello. Ah, there was a ball on there from Griffiths. If he could have picked it out, there was a pass. Sorry about my rage there. My goalkeepers are... Like, it wasn't the worst error, that second one, but just, oh, you just want them to save the simple stuff, really, don't you? But that's not a bad start. It could have been a lot worse. Let's put it that way. You know, it's a draw away at Stoke on the first day of the season. Our leading striker got both the goals for us, so at least he's going to start the season in flying form, which is exactly what we want. And if he can carry on that, whoa, big win for Newcastle there. So it's going to put us sort of slap bang in the middle of the table. In fact, it's putting us 6th, which isn't too bad for a start. So there we go, guys. In the next episode, what I'm going to try and do is kind of do what I do with my Red Star save, whereby we sort of concentrate on the Champions League games, especially for this first half of the season, because there's quite a few of them. We won't play all of them on live comms, but I'll do like 4 or 5 of them. It will mean the first half of the season goes a little bit slower, but I feel you just want to see those games. It's our first experience of the Champions League. So the live comm in the next episode will be this game here. against whoever that will be against. You will see, of course, at the start of the next episode who that will be against. So in between then, I'll be doing West Ham, Norwich, and Manchester United. So toughies there against Norwich and Man United. West Ham, we have to win that to get ourselves off to a decent start, but only time will tell what will happen with that. So guys, I'm sorry about this episode being so long, but if you have liked what you've seen, please feel free to drop a like on the episode, and if you'd like to even more than that, please feel free to subscribe to my channel for more Portsmouth and Red Star Belgrade in your inbox every single day at 5:30 and 8 o'clock, and I will see you guys in the next episode for the game against the unknown. Bye-bye.